Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty Lashes 19. I'm Sneha and today I'm sharing my must-have eye brushes for beginners. So let's get started. Now as a beginner, you don't want to really invest in expensive brushes since you don't know if you're going to truly enjoy applying eyeshadows or if you're going to apply eyeshadows only for, special occasions such as weddings or parties. So all my recommendations in this video will be on the cheaper side in the spectrum of eye brushes. So the first style of brush that I would recommend is a flat shader brush. So something that's dense and flat, as the name suggests. So these are what they look like. They can come in different shapes and densities. So flat brush can be used to apply shades to the brow bone, so right under there, or it can be used to apply shades on the lid. Can be used to apply shades right on the outer corner of the eye, or also eyeshadow right in the inner corner. So you can use the side of the brush to apply it right here in the inner tear duct area. If you have smaller eyelids like I do, I would recommend two brushes. This first one is Morphe M421, and as you can see, it's small enough to apply eyeshadow to the lid, apply it to the brow bone, inner corner, outer corner, all of that. This is another brush. This is Real Technique shading brush. This also does the same things, just that this is a more fatter and denser brush. I believe both are synthetic brushes, but this is also lovely. As you can see, you can apply eyeshadow, and it's dirty because I've used it today to apply eyeshadow on the outside and also on the lower lash line. If you have larger eyelid space, lucky you, you can use these kind of brushes, so slightly larger than the ones I showed you. This is Zoeva 234, which looks like this. This is Sigma E55. This is more denser than the Zoeva one. And then this is the Sigma F70 concealer brush. Again, large enough to apply these lid eyeshadows. So you can pick any of these up depending on what's easily available to you and what size lid you have. Next, you want a bunch of crease or blending brushes. Now again, these brushes come in various shapes and sizes, so these are some of my picks. This first one is by Sigma. It's E25, which is similar to the MAC 217. So it looks like this. I would highly recommend this one. Something similar is the Real Techniques base eyeshadow brush. It's super easy to clean. Another brush that's similar is the Morphe B38. So between these three, you can pick whichever you have access to. Even if you don't have access to these brands, you can just look at the particular style and then go to your local beauty store and find something, whatever you have available locally. And then these two crease brushes I would recommend for more detailed work. So going right into the socket right there. So this is the Morphe E17. And this is the Sigma E45. I highly recommend this one actually. Do you see that it comes to that tapered fine point, which is great for, applying the shade right to that specific depth of the crease. So I really like that one for it. So these are the other two recommendations for blending and crease brushes. Next, I will recommend having a pencil brush. So something that looks similar to these for detail work and applying eyeshadows to the lower lash line. So this first one, which I really love, is the Morphe E36, just like a small blending brush. The second one is a much more detailed, smaller brush, so it's good for applying anything close to the lash line or to the inner tear duct. This is the Real Techniques accent brush. This next one is also good for applying eyeshadows to the lower lash line. This is the Sigma E20, the short shader brush. Very dense, so it's good for picking up eyeshadows. And then I have these two traditional pencil eyeshadow brushes. One is the Sigma E30 and the other is Zoeva 230. So either of these will also work. Next, I would recommend a brush for setting the eye primer, because if you were to put the colored eyeshadows on top of the eye primer, it just grabs onto it and then it's not as easy to blend out, especially in the crease. So I always like to set it either with an eyeshadow that's close to your skin tone or any of your setting powders or translucent powder that you use for your face. And for that, I like to use my Real Techniques brush number 200. So anything big that you can quickly apply your eyeshadow on, or you can use any of these sponges or wedges and just pat on some powder. So either way, just have a tool to apply your setting powder. And then the last kind of brush that I would recommend is an angled brush. So I have two recommendations. One is slightly thicker than the other and one is slightly more expensive, so you can decide which one you want. This first one is Sigma E25, which looks like this, and it's dirty because I used it today. And then this one is the MAC 263, which is much finer. So if I'm going to keep them close to each other, hopefully you can see the difference. Do you see how thin the MAC one is? So these are great to fill in your eyebrows. These are good to, make a line close to the lashes and for also tight linings. So that's another kind of eye brush that I would recommend. So that's it, guys. This is a short video. If you enjoyed this, please don't forget to hit that like button and also consider subscribing. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me.